Hey everyone, Mordrick666 here, and today I'll be reviewing a new game that just came out a few days ago from Phobia Game Studios, Carrion. Carrion is an extremely unique idea for a game where you effectively play as the monster from John Carpenter's 1982 horror masterpiece, The Thing, an amorphous mass of gnawing teeth, tentacles, and sinew. Your objective is to escape the facility where you've been gestating? Grown? The story of the game isn't quite clear on the monster's motivation or origin. Something about a scientist being transformed after exposed to some unknown material, but that doesn't get in the way of some pretty stellar gameplay. At its core, Carrion is fairly straightforward. Make your way around different scientific facilities, ripping apart everything in your way, while devouring scientists and guards to grow your biomass, becoming an even larger and more horrific killing machine. There are 3 stages to your biomass in terms of size, and with each stage are 2 unique abilities to help solve various puzzles throughout the game world. You can lower your biomass size by finding pools of red water to deposit biomass, so don't assume bigger is better, because that often isn't the case. With the first stage of your biomass, you're at the smallest size and most vulnerable to damage. You're equipped with a Spider-Man-esque wedge shooter, used to pin enemies against walls and flip switches that are just out of reach. For an energy-consuming ability, you can turn invisible for a brief time, eluding guards and specific laser traps that would normally detect your movement. The second stage of biomass increases your size and health pool, and your abilities change to that of a charged attack, useful for pushing specific obstacles from your path and causing devastating damage to enemies in your way. The energy-consuming ability this time around adds spikes throughout your form, though I honestly never used this or understood why it was useful. The third and final stage of biomass is your most powerful, and changes your primary ability to a pull action, where instead of pushing path-blocking obstacles out of the way, this time you pull them towards you. The energy-consuming ability for this stage gives you a shield that prevents damage from a very specific trap that only appears at the end of the game. You also have generic abilities for every biomass stage, where you can move objects and enemies with your tentacles, whipping them around in a reminiscent fashion to the abilities within the 2009 action game Prototype. There's also an ability to mind control enemies, which is useful for solving some of the most difficult puzzles in the game. Once you basically possess an enemy with it, you can puppeteer them around in order to hit switches or shoot other enemies. So, is Carrion any good? For the most part, yeah. The good. The gameplay loop is fun, and conceptually the overall idea for the game is fairly original. The controls are fine, and the price tag is minimal, coming in at just $20. The bad. For a Metroidvania-style game about exploration and finding new abilities to unlock previously blocked-off areas, there's no goddamn map. It's extremely easy to get lost and not know where to go next, or to try to return to a previous section only to run around in circles, forgetting where you're supposed to go. There's also 9 optional upgrades you can find, but they're honestly not worth it. It only changes things like fire resistance or increase the size of your energy bar. They're not necessary at all to complete the game, and tracking them down at the very end of the game without a map just to get the achievements was annoying. It's also a very short game. While some puzzles will leave you scratching your head, you'll be able to complete an entire run in 5 or 6 hours. And an additional hour or 2 if you have OCD and want to find every optional upgrade. Final verdict? Carrion is a unique and enjoyable, albeit short, pixel art horror experience, and I give it a solid 7 out of 10. It's currently $20, and you can find it on all platforms except for PlayStation. Did you like Carrion? Let me know what you thought of the game in the comments. Thanks for watching!